Hey guys, welcome to the Learn Feng Shui podcast, where you'll learn Feng Shui from a classical point of view, taking out the myth and superstition. So if you're interested in learning Feng Shui, Chinese astrology, all things Chinese metaphysics, as well as the superstitions and myths that connect it all, you'll enjoy learning Feng Shui with me. Hey guys, welcome to the Learn Feng Shui podcast, where we explore how ancient tradition meets modern life. I'm Candice Berlanga, certified Feng Shui practitioner and red ribbon professional with the International Feng Shui Guild. In today's episode, I'll be reading from this month's energy update from my newsletter. So as always, we're looking at the Feng Shui flying star forecast. We'll be exploring the Zodiac signs and see what they reveal for you for the month. Finish off the year of the dragon strong, right? We always start off by looking at the seasonal flow with insights from what are called the micro seasons or the Jie Qi cycles. Let's look at how we can align with the energy of the month and learn how we can make the most of it. Here we are in the month of the Ox already. It is the last month of the year of the dragon. So again, let's finish off real strong. There's some good energies this month. And, starting with that solar cycle, it is the last two solar cycles of the lunisolar calendar. So that's what starts off the month of, this does start off the year of the snake after these two cycles. Starting off January 4th through the 19th is the 15-day solar cycle of energy known as lesser cold. And it typically is the coldest part of winter. January 19th through around February 3rd is that last solar cycle, the 24th Jie Qi cycle, and it's called greater cold. I realized I made a mistake. If you follow me on Instagram, where I labeled this part of the year greater cold, because it would only make sense that the greater cold would be the coldest part of the winter. Anyway, that's just a little aside there. We are seeing this reflected in nature here in the US. We're getting those Arctic fronts or those winter storms, very cold weather right now. I'm not sure if we'll expect any snow here where I live. I'm a little bit far south, but we're getting snow where we usually don't get it. And that is talked about in my newsletter a little bit. I talk about how the weather can be a little bit extreme this month. We might have very extreme weather where we're having snow or blizzards in one area and maybe fires in the next, or like earthquake. This year is going to finish off with some sort of extreme weather phenomena, which we've seen quite a bit this year anyway. Flooding and all kinds of stuff. To stay healthy during this time, you're going to continue to eat those fatty, dark meats, a lot of cabbage, grains like risotto, wild rice. Stews like gumbo and jambalaya that have like the grain and the heavier meats in them are really good right now. And instead of just cabbage, you can put that in your soups or make coleslaw with it. Roast beef, pot roast, or beef stews over some sort of grain or rice is really good this time of year. Of course, we have the chili and, rice turkey type soups. One thing that I did for New Year's is I made the traditional dish of menudo, which is beef tripe with hominy. So it has the fatty meat with the hominy grain. It's just a nice little thing you could do this time of year. It does help moisten the body and keep it warm. And you're also going to want to do a little bit of winter exercise, any sort of winter outdoor sports. You could do snowboarding, skiing, just taking some walks. Of course, the warmer climates, you can maybe still go to the park, walk around the block a little bit, and continue to go to bed early. And that's going to keep you healthy this time of year. Looking at the newsletter at learnfengshui.com, LearnFengshui.com. You can see a little bit of what the month may entail. Again, the fire ox, it is the I Ching hexagram called following. And so the fire ox lets us know sometimes it's best to let things fall naturally and allow events to take their course. With these winter months coming to a close, waiting until spring when the world wakes up can be more supportive of the energy. Sometimes it's best just to kind of rest. In the newsletter also, I do have some spring cleaning and organization tips. I don't know that I'll probably go over those in a podcast episode this month, but there's some good ones here. A little bit of spring cleaning. After we clear out our Christmas tree, our houses are a little bit bare. Good time to do some spring cleaning. Just taking things a little bit easier again, those continued early bedtimes. And eating those soups and stews that I mentioned previously can really go a long way and take us into the season of spring and that wood season that's coming up in February. All right, let's go to the zodiac forecast for the month and see which zodiac signs are most impacted by this energy of the ox. Looking at the zodiac forecast for the month of the ox, remember this energy will impact you depending on where it falls in your natal chart. Most people know that you have one zodiac sign, right? You know, you have like maybe you're the zodiac sign of the ox or the snake or the dragon, but you actually have four different zodiac signs. So you have one for the year, month, and day, and even hour that you are born. You could have four different relationships there, and they affect you in different areas of your life. So the year, if it falls in the year you're born, does represent your friend group, social circle, and the community around you, kind of that external circumstances there. The month, it represents your career, your parental relationships, and sometimes your sibling relationships. The day represents your health and your romantic relationships. And the hour you're born represents your children, thoughts, emotions, feelings. If you're a boss or in management, it could represent also your subordinates. Depending on where it falls, that will be the area it impacts you for the month. Starting first with the Grand Duke of the month, the ox. This is a zodiac sign that rules over the month's energy. So you can look at what are called the Shinsha stars to see where to focus your attention. And again, these will be shifting next month. I'll have a zodiac forecast next month for you guys. I don't know how that's going to look, but I'm putting that together now. And it mostly focuses on what are called these Shinsha stars. Heavenly virtues with you. This can help with problem solving. You do have the Prosperity Star and Jade Hall, which represents compensation for work, including bonuses, things like that. Maybe you have some commission coming up that you got to bill for. You get paid on that. 8 seats, career advancement and promotion. Pulling saddle, also career advancement. A broken star, do be careful of communication problems. And the curled tongue and cross jaw, be careful of rumors and gossip. Kind of guide you for the month there. Next, we have what is called the seasonal combination. These are the zodiac signs of the pig and rat when they combine with the ox. These animal signs make up the season of winter and make a very strong water energy. Water represents connection, networking with others in your field, and even collaboration, applying knowledge. So, water represents wisdom and usually that hands on kind of wisdom, problem solving, brainstorming, and deep thinking. So, that can be your focus for the month. And with that, it usually brings some sort of opportunity, including financial opportunity. So you can keep an eye out for that. The three harmony with the ox is the snake and the rooster. Three harmony energy does have the energy to help you get focused. Networking in social settings, team building, organizing your home or office, sorting out paperwork, cleaning out your desk, and it's a great time to finalize tax paperwork. So that's not just for the rooster, ox, snake, that's for everybody. Implementing business system is really good, and even marketing campaigns are very good supported energy for the month. The combo of six or secret friend to the ox is the rat. So the ox rat combination does give you the ability to feel a little bit more grounded. So you can use the energy to ground yourself and create a feeling of stability. Focus and get some work done. Do a little bit of strategic planning, setting goals and starting projects, and strengthen relationships and spending time with loved ones. So you can do that for the month. It's most supported. And the energy that opposes the ox is the clashing energy. It's called the goat. So the ox clashes with the goat for January, and just some things to kind of remember about a clash. A combination can take precedence and take a clash away. So because of that, you can actually use the feng shui of your home and use the energy represented by the rabbit in the east or the northwest, which represents the pig. See, if you spend time in those energies, then that will take your clashing energy away. Remember, during the clashing energy, you can use it to support change. So you can do things like move in toxic relationships, quit smoking, use it to clash something out of your life. So it's not always bad, but it can be taken away again by combining with the zodiac signs. So again, just spend time in the east has a really good energy this month, or spending time in the northwest, which also has a good energy, can help you feel more supported and take those energies away from you. All right, let's look at the feng shui forecast for the month. Starting with the best sectors, you can really tap into this energy and really kind of get some good luck from them. I feel like flying stars is really the fastest way to get some good energy. Starting first with flying star number 9, called the authority star. It does go to Gua number 2 in the southwest. The 9 flying star, of course, doubles up because the yearly 9 stars there. And so it does bring more inspiration and expansion to the Southwest sector. Use the area to feel more inspired. Working the sector can also help with financial growth, asset growth. It can help with that too. So use the sector to sell or list properties. If you need to sell something and sell assets, send invoices or enter negotiations, it's a really good energy to use to do that. Gua 2, enjoy the supportive energy of the fire, but do be cautious of underlying heart or eye issues. So just be cautious of that for the month. Just enhance it by working in the sector. It is an area you can put a small short term water activation. You can study here, just move here, movement, cleaning the area, decluttering, putting a little fan are all ways that you can activate the area. Next, flying star number 1, the authority star, goes to the east. So this extra water energy from the 1 star can help you get things moving if you've previously felt stuck, especially in your career. So help open communication lines and gain hands-on experience. Like I talked about, that's definitely energy of the water element. So Gua number 3, you may feel more empowered or more motivated to get things done. Use the energy to get ahead on projects or tasks. Use it to get things going, especially if you've had stagnant work or you feel like you've been working on something that you have not been able to get ahead on. You can use the east sector. You can work there. You can do some short term water activations or place a little fan. And when I say place a fan, just one of those little tabletop fans, stick it somewhere in the area, keep it going constantly. Don't turn it off. That is going to move the energy around and get you an activation in the area. Again, alternatively, always just decluttering, cleaning the area, and moving furniture around activates the area too. I like the fans because it's a continuous energy that works even when you're not using the sector, especially if it's an area you can't use, right? All right, flying star number 4, the Academy star doubles up in the northwest for the month. Learning and knowledge always accompanies the 4 star. So using the sector to start a new hobby or subject or give you an extra little boost for learning. It's very good for that. So do be mindful of mental health issues for the Gua 6 this month. So extra pressure can feel a little bit overwhelming. Be sure to share your feelings so you do not internalize them. So just be cautious if you're a Gua 6. So you can enhance this area by studying there, doing your online classes, hands-on application, practicing. Maybe you, again, wanted to start a new hobby or subject. You sit there and you do the action. Helps support that energy. Flying star number 6, the luck star, goes to Gua 8 in the northeast. This is the last time of the year you'll really be able to activate and use this northeast energy because the energy that's coming next, after February, is going to be a little bit challenging. So this is definitely an area we're not going to use for 2025. But again, finishing off this month strong, that star 6, it can help you power through and get things done. It represents like the management, leadership, ownership position. So if you're in a position like that in your company or your work, use the sector, delegate tasks, do negotiations. This can also help you with asset accumulation. So Gua number 8, look for financial opportunity this month. It may include being paid for taking on more of a leadership role and can also help you with career progression or even a promotion. So if that's something you're working towards, do your interviews there, use the area, work in the sector, or do a short-term fan activation, but do take it down. I would take it down by February 1st, which is entailed here in the newsletter. Gua number 1 receives the 8 wealth star. So we do have that double wealth star for the month. Everyone loves a good double wealth star. So you can use that area there. Use it to apply for jobs or work, pick up more work, contract work, submit bids, things like that. The double eights means more work. It doesn't necessarily mean more money. So sometimes you can get too busy if you activate this sector. Be careful not to run yourself in circles for the Gua 1 this month. Do find a work-life balance and take frequent breaks. Enhance the sector by working in there, again, filling out applications, submitting contracts, bids, short-term water activation to be taken down by February 1st because some challenging energies move back into the north for the month of February. Looking at the challenging sectors, sectors we might want to cure or put a little feng shui uh, items there, whatever preferred items you use. Usually I use a salt jar. I don't move these around too much. You can definitely use metal weights, metal plates, metal objects like decor is best for the area, especially with the 5 and the 2 star. So for the flying star number 2, it doubles in the southeast. So Gua 4 is going to have to be cautious of feeling sick. So, of all the sectors, the Southeast is one of the most challenging this month. It does have the potential to cause illness. It can make existing illnesses worse, especially if you sleep here or if your front door is located here. I don't personally like to put the coins or the metal in the area because remember, this sector is a wood sector. You don't want to counter or clash the energy of the sector itself by putting metal there. So you can, but I prefer to use a little bit of a salt jar there. Or honestly, I just don't spend time. I don't have a cure here. I really haven't done anything for the year here. I just moved my living room out of the area and I'm about to move it back because some good energies will move in next month. So if this is your sector, do be careful about sleeping here. Again, just the Gua 4. Don't ignore those health symptoms. If you have them, go see a doctor. Flying star number 3, the quarrelsome or conflict star. It does go to the center, which we don't really activate the center. It's not a Gua, according to my school of thought. So the energy of the center is said to set the tone for the month. So the year of the dragon's coming to a close and may end with conflict and high tension. And that could be globally, could be more locally, could be in your own home. If you feel the need to fight or argue, take a minute to reflect on why you feel so aggressive. So self-awareness is always the best cure for arguments. And in my newsletter here, I just say to let that shit go. So let it go. You don't have to always engage in a fight. Speaking of some fights here, flying star number 5, it goes to the west to the Gua 7 and it doubles up again. The 5 star is the other energy that is most concerning for the month. It does have the ability to create accidents and illness. One thing I've noticed, my bedroom's actually in the west. I put a little salt jar there for the year. Haven't really changed it out much, but I've noticed I've had some skin issues. Like my skin is super itchy and dry, eczema, things like that. So definitely could cause that. Accidents sometimes can be an indication, if you use the area a whole lot. So just be cautious with your health. If you're a Gua 7, be mindful when you're traveling and doing higher risk activities to avoid injury. You can mitigate it by placing a saltwater jar or the metal coins. I don't think it's going to be too big a deal. You can avoid moving the furniture around and, of course, avoid any renovations. Just starting those in that area. Flying star number 7, legal and dispute star, does go to the south, doubles up there. It really represents the energy and pettiness and arguing without the aggression of the 3 star. So more about gossip, slander, rumors. Maybe you hear something about yourself this month, especially if you're a Gua 9. So stay out of petty arguing. Sometimes your opinion is best left to yourself. You don't have to say everything you think, right? I see that all the time. I'm probably chronically online, but I see people all the time. They're like, I'm just saying the truth, or I'm just, speaking the truth. But again, there's a difference between the truth and just being an asshole. So don't be an asshole. You don't have to say everything you think. Just let it go, right? Again, just let it go. So letting the other person wear themselves out, sometimes argue by themselves, run themselves out is just the best thing to do sometimes. Be cautious of the mother-daughter relationships, big sister type relationships, arguing. Sometimes it can be indication of that type of disagreement also, especially, of course, if your door's here, you sleep here, you have a daughter, be cautious of this with your daughter. Maybe she feels a little more aggressive this month. Don't get involved in gossip and try to stay out of arguing. Spend less time in a sector and you don't really need to cure it. All right, that looks at all the flying stars for the month. Let's look at the Earth Shaws. Here, yearly and monthly no renovation sectors. So the no renovation sectors are areas you're going to want to avoid digging and major renovation for the year or sometimes just for the month. It does apply only to the ground floor of your home. And if you're in a higher level, if you're off the ground, if you're in a second, third, fourth story, follow the flying stars. That'll indicate where you can and where you can't renovate. Again, avoiding the southeast, that double 2-star there definitely can be activated, that Grand Duke energy, and just the disaster shaws, which these will all move next month. And again, they're mostly moving to the east, northeast, and north, just shifting there. You're not really going to want to renovate those areas next year. But good news, you can probably safely renovate the southeast, even though there is some energies you're going to want to avoid activating. South, of course, has that 3 killings energy, as well as the southwest. You're not going to want to renovate. The west has that double yellow 5, so we're not going to renovate that area at all. The year breaker, where the dog sits in the northwest, cannot be renovated. But remember, renovations can be done with in some sectors using date and time selection specific to your home. I had a client last year that she had to renovate some of the southeast of her home and things went just fine. We picked a good date, even with all the energy there. It had to be done. She had some leaky things going on with her home. So sometimes it can't be avoided, but if you start on a good day, a lot of times it'll trigger really good energy and it'll be just fine. I think there's a lot of fear created around some of these energies, but just generally avoid it. Pick a good date. Should be fine. Speaking of dates, I do have lucky dates on my website. So for January, there's business and finance, health, social relationships, spiritual, and even educational and personal growth. So if you want to add another layer of good energy onto your feng shui, you can use these dates for the purposes that are noted. So for example, if you want to do a spiritual cleaning, cleansing, sage your house, January 9th or the 21st are the best days for that. They're called a remove day. So it'll remove negative energy, things like that. So go check that out on the website at learnfengshui.com. There is a special blog post with just the dates on there, and they are also included in the newsletter if you want the whole shebang. So go check that out. Of course, always linked below. All right, guys. Well, that wraps up this month's energy update. So we explored the flying stars, looked at the Zodiac Insights, and learned how to align with the seasonal flow of those micro seasons. So I hope you found these tips really helpful for kind of navigating that month ahead, give you a little bit of clarity and purpose. Don't forget to check out that newsletter on the website, learnfengshui.com, learnfengshui.com. Under the blog post. So there's even more details again. So just stay tuned for next week's episode. One thing I did want to mention also is when I recorded this, the wildfires that are happening in California right now were not in the news yet. And, when I looked back through that newsletter and I was editing, I was realizing how I talked about fire and blizzards and all kinds of stuff. And my heart just goes out to those of you that are experiencing wildfires right now, California wildfires. It's just a terrible thing that's happening right now. So big prayers for the state of California. You guys hold a special place in my heart. My sister lived there for a few years, and visiting her, I just have beautiful memories about the beautiful state. So my heart just goes out to you guys. Well, I'll catch you guys next week. And again, be holding a space and praying for the state of California right now with those wildfires.
For a free energy mapping of your floor plan, please check the link in the show notes. To support today's podcast, go to learnfengshui.com, sign up for emails, leave a review, and share with your family and friends.